Alrighty, we back on Drag Racing Central. Oh my god, the championship for NHRA 2021. Wow, that is no short of words. Just wow. We're gonna get into it a little over recap of the weekend. Then we're gonna get into the actual champions who won the championship. We're gonna start with some people who won the races, one race winners. I want to say this weekend, good job to NHRA social media team. They actually did a good job this weekend. They hyped up the event, what I would say would be pretty good, and they brought that famous TikTok guy there. Like I'm gonna say, if they did that stuff every weekend, NHRA's popularity would increase times 10 if you did that every weekend. I don't know why we're not doing that every weekend. Why is this just a one-time year thing? But it's whatever. I don't make those decisions. That's NHRA's decisions. But I'm questioning the logic behind it. Um, Also, with them putting the qualifying for Friday on Facebook, why is that a Facebook thing? I don't know why. I don't. Somebody explain to me why is that a Facebook deal? Put it on YouTube. I'm gonna say this: young people do not use Facebook, or at least any young people that I know do not use Facebook. They all use Twitter, Instagram, or YouTube. They don't use Facebook. So I don't know why we're. I mean, you can have it on Facebook, but it shouldn't be just on Facebook in the 21st century. Come on. We need to in 2021, well, it's going to be 2022 soon. No, we can't. This isn't 2011. We can't be doing that. So, I hope they make improvements on there. But yeah, good job for the most part, apart from a few things with NHRA social team this weekend. They all did a fantastic job. Now into the actual winners of the race. We're going to start with Pro Stock Motorcycle. Matt Smith. Honestly, I'm not really surprised. I wanted Steve Johnson to win because I wanted another Steve Johnson interview. Because let's be honest, Steve Johnson interviews are hilarious. But he did all he needed to do. He ran his right race and took the championship with him. A deserving champion. Probably would have won no matter what format. Because everyone wants to talk about the countdown and all that stuff. He probably would have won with any format. So don't want to hear any complaining about championships and all that with the countdown. Winner for Pro Stock, Greg Anderson. This is not something I expect. I thought Erica was going to beat him because Elite has so much cars that they can play those team games a lot more than KB can. But I guess team games didn't really help them this time. It was a heads-up race. I think it was in the semifinal round. Erica v. Greg for the championship. Greg got done. And that was the story of the event. That was the story for Pro Stock. And that's how all championships should be decided. Put them both side by side. That's how we want to see champions crowned. Put them both on track together. Let the best win. That's at least what I think. People are going to have different opinions on that. But you can go back and forth on that all you want. For Funny Car, Bob Tasca won. And Funny Car, I feel like this has kind of got overshadowed a little bit because of the Ron Capps Championship, which we're going to get into it. I'm not going to talk about that right away. But I feel like Bob Tasca didn't get his due. That team's had a great season. A little bit of a struggle through the middle of the season because at the beginning of the year they won Vegas, they won Atlanta. They had a really good beginning. They came out with a bang and then kind of fell off and then came back at the end of the season. That gives them a great cliffhanger for 2022. Great way to look forward to the next season to see what that team can produce next season, which I definitely think that will be a winning team next season. They will definitely win a race next season. I will put my words on that. But great job to Tasca, and look forward to seeing more from Funny Car next season. Funny Car this season's just been like the greatest thing on the planet. And all those people, all those clowns that say NHRA is dead, they don't know what they're talking about because they have not watched. I guarantee you they haven't watched the race this season. But I can't change their opinions. I can just give them facts. But on the top fuel, Steve Torrance. I mean, are you surprised? Capco has just been the dominant force of the season. Rightfully so. They deserved it. There's no other team out there that has deserved the dominance that has been brought into NHRA, more specifically Top Fuel, than Capco. And also they are bringing a new way to run a team because they are not a super team. They don't build any of the parts in their shop. They buy their parts from external sources. They do not build anything in their shop. So they are kind of showing that, I'm not going to say the normal man, but you don't have to be in the super team to win Top Fuel championships and Top Fuel races or Nitro races in general. So Capco, definitely a positive for the sport. Next year's going to be interesting, though. I don't think next year's going to be easy. My hero's returning, Tony Schumacher. He better let's stop the Capco train. Let's stop the Capco train where it is. So let's get into the championships now. On to your 2021 Camping World Drag Racing Series champions. We're going to start with Pro Stock Motorcycle. Your champion, Matt Smith. Are you surprised? I mean, I certainly ain't. Matt Smith has been a force to be reckoned with in Pro Stock Motorcycle for the past few years and definitely deserving champion. Like I said, I don't want to hear any people saying that the championship's not legit because there's a countdown and that's rigged and all that. No, it was legit. He won the championship. Get over it. There's no words to really say on it. He's just great driver. There's nothing you can really add. I mean, did all he could do this season. And with him changing to Suzuki next season, which according to Matt Smith, he says the Suzuki is faster. You can pick what you want to think on that. But if Mr. Matt Smith, I'm going to say the GOAT of Pro Stock Motorcycle, thinks the Suzuki is faster, then I think we can all agree that the Suzuki is definitely faster. If he gets on a Suzuki, oh god, I feel bad for the field. The field is going to get absolutely obliterated next year in that situation. But Matt Smith, your 2021 NHRA Pro Stock Motorcycle World Champion. On to Pro Stock. Greg Anderson wins the 2021 Pro Stock Championship. Honestly, I mean, that was probably, in my opinion, one of the best championship battles of the day was Pro Stock, Erica v. Greg. That was pretty good. And it came down to one race to decide the championship. So, not necessarily the final. It was a semifinal. But it still came down to a race. We got to see both of them go head-to-head for a championship. And I think that's great. That's what we should want. And Greg Anderson, he's had a quietly good season. I'll say that because he hasn't been winning like he usually does, like he was for the past 5 years, but he was consistently good. He was very consistent this season. He kept the points lead throughout like the majority of the regular season. Coming into the countdown, still kept the points lead all the way through. Greg Anderson, your 2021 NHRA Pro Stock World Champion. There is nothing wrong with that, and there should be nothing wrong with that. Funny car. Oh, this was great. Ron Capps is your 2021 NHRA Funny Car World Champion. This was entertaining. I wanted Cruz Pedregon to win because I thought it would be nice to see a Cruz Pedregon win, but that didn't end up happening. It was between Ron Capps and Matt Hagan for the championship. But it was between Ron Capps and Matt Hagan. Hagan got the win in the second round against Capps, but Hagan had to win the race in order to win the championship, and he failed to do so. He lost to Alexis DeJoria in the semifinals. Alexis went on to finish runner-up to Bob Tasca, but no one can be upset at a Ron Capps championship. I don't think there's anyone upset with this. And plus, seeing all those people in the stands, seeing his family and his fans in the stands start cheering for him and all that, that's great. Like, that is just such a heartwarming feeling for Ron Capps and all of his fans. That was great to see, and I don't think there's really much Ron Capps haters out there. So, in terms for the sport should be pretty happy with this one. It should be a very well received champion. Now, to a very well received champion, to at least what some people consider a very controversial champion. I don't know why. I don't know why there's so much hate around this guy. But Steve Torrence won the 2021 Top Fuel World Championship. And it still amazes me that there are still people on social media that talk about the Cameron Ferré thing. Like, guys, get over it. It's racing. You're acting like in other motorsports, like in NASCAR, they fist fight all the time. But I don't see people holding grudges with, like, let me think of an example. Didn't Rusty Wallace get into a bunch of, like, fist fights, yet people still love Rusty Wallace? I don't know. That's just my opinion. I think people are very biased with their hatred towards people. But I don't know why Torrance got a lot of hate for the Cameron Ferré thing. That's 2 years ago. Let's stop talking about the Cameron Ferré. Let's talk about the championship. Dominance, like, I don't think there's any other word to sum up Steve Torrance's dominance this season. Just dominance. Like, he is absolutely gave the entire field a beating of a lifetime. But it's been entertaining to see, even though some of the wins do get a little boring very quickly. But I mean, we're witnessing history. Everyone who watches NHRA, and if you're not, you should be. Anyone who watches now, you are witnessing history. You are witnessing something that 20, 30 years from now, we're going to be talking about this. Like, this could be the next Schumacher. This could be the next Garlitz. We don't know. So, Torrance for your 2021 champion, definitely deserving. Although, like I said, next year, I don't know. Schumacher coming back next year, and there's totally no bias in this. Schumacher is my all-time hero. I have like a bunch of Army stuff just because of Tony Schumacher. So, no bias there totally. But come on, let's stop the. If anyone could stop the Capco domination, it's Tony Schumacher. And there's probably a bunch of other drivers coming to the top for that we don't know about because the silly season's still so much stuff going on in the silly season that has yet to be announced. So we don't even really know the entire grid for next season. Which, by the way, I will be doing a video for the entire next season. I guess you could call it a grid for each class. So with their crew chiefs, I will be doing a video on that for next season. So stay tuned for that. But that's about it for me at Drag Racing Central. We had a great season. We will still continue to upload in the off season. What those videos will be about, I specifically don't know. Will it be about NHRA? Definitely, because like, come on, it's the best. So that's going to be it for me for the race recaps, at least this season. There will be some news videos dropping this week because there's a lot of news in the NHRA world going on. So that's going to be it from me. See y'all next year in terms of the race recaps, but see y'all in the next video. The content will keep coming in the off season. See y'all in the next one.